What's up, guys? It's Mr. Jamvan, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server. I apologize if there's a slight echo. I kind of didn't want to point it out in the first two videos because I didn't know if that would bring your attention to it and thus cause it to be a thing when before you didn't even notice. But I figured, let's just lead with the authenticity. Shout outs to my boy Juliano. And then whatever happens, happens. But that's gonna change. It's just that the room that I'm in right now is empty. We're moving some stuff out, so bear with me. I didn't want to have that stop us. Now, before we get into the Who Knows team, because that's truly what this is. Literally, scrolling through Joey's wall as you do when you're searching for teams, and couldn't find anything interesting enough. So please link me some interesting teams. The link's in the description down below to my Smoke On profile. Post those. Definitely need those. I haven't changed in that regard. I can't stand a boring team. So yeah, we got some. So basically, I thought, okay, what would happen? Somebody had a me and Sean, one of the teams. Team was trash, but I saw me and Sean. I was like, what would happen if I jump kicked things and then there was a future sight running? And that's all I thought. I was like, okay, let's find out. And so here we are. No thought whatsoever. This is a modified version of their team, I think. So that's why the Mons are on there. Some of them, the Moltres, the random Moltres was on their team. The Crawdon was on their team. The Slowbro was on their team. Me and Shaw was a Lucario. I just switched it. And some other stuff. So yeah, that's how we got here. Now, bear with me, guys, because it's a big shout out. So I want to shout out my boy Maverick Shooters Brackets Raccoon. He hit top 10 today, 2005. Now let me tell you something. A few days ago, he took a break from OU. We can get into why people do that in a sec, because it's not what you think. But he took a break, came back, and he asked me the question, Jam, why do we play better when we take breaks? I broke it down, and the entire conversation is in the Discord, so if you want to read it, very insightful. It'll help a lot of you. And he said, okay, why does that happen? So I broke it down for him, and from that he said, I'm gonna go to try to break my previous peak, which was like maybe 08 or something, or 1903. And then he managed to break it from adapting and applying the information that we mentioned. And so what typically happens around there, and he was going to do the same thing, is that, oh, I broke my peak, now I'm going to stop playing, right? I'm going to get attached to my results. I want to have it sit there. I want to enjoy the good feelings while they last. I like how my points look now that I'm in the 1900s. And I said, no, because that's part of the reason you needed a break the first time. It's a little more complicated than that. You have to read the conversation. But you have to break that habit of getting attached to where you are, right? And so he had to do that to get to the 1900s in the first place, because he wanted to just chill once he got into the 1800. And I pushed him on it. Usually I wouldn't push people. I just let them kind of, unless they come to me, I won't really go out of my way. I just let people be who they're going to be. But in this case, I was like, no, I'm going to push you on this. I'm going to turn on Coach Jam for free. And I really pushed him on this, and long story short, without having the video go 5 minutes before we get into a battle, he managed to several times break his previous peak, and he's like, no, I'm scared, and boom. We really pushed him today, and he broke top 10 when a few days ago he was in the 1700s. So that shift was worth 300 points. And there's a big difference between 1700 and 2000. He didn't get any new skills. He didn't get any new information. All he did was get a new mental attitude. I'm telling you, that's like 75%, 80% of your reasons for your results. So yeah, huge shout outs to him. I'm very proud of him. As I look at this one, I see Crawdon going Hamilton. I do see me and Shaw going Hamilton too. He does have Slowbro, which future sight plus that does not bode well for us. Because the timer has gone so long and the battles took so long, I'm not going to assess this game as much as I could. I'm going to do like a flash assessment on the fly and just roll with it. We're going to objective destroy Crawdon. In order for Crawdon to destroy, I'll need the Ferrothorn be down. In order for Ferrothorn to come in, I'll need to bait it in. What base Ferrothorn in? The Crawdon. What really can't get Crawdon in on Slowbro. Or Tyranitar, more so Slowbro, because Tyranitar could be choice banded with speed. And so thus we're going to start this off protecting against that Tornadus, which is likely going to rear its ugly head right now. So what do we do versus that? I want it toxic. Let's get off with, okay, so it actually starts with Ferrothorn, which surprises me considering Crawdon is such a big issue. The Ferrothorn could have knockoff, but because this is around where this guy is, I'm expecting more so of a just a straight up I'm expecting a straight up, I could CC, but CC's unstabbed and I'm choice specs. I don't have any EVs. Shit, that's actually a big deal. If I had any EVs, I have EVs. I was just in blade form. Never mind. So here comes Tyranitar, which is fine. We're gonna leverage me and Shire because he has a Slowbro. I'm not gonna be as either as protector. He goes T-Tar. He just spikes mindlessly. So okay. Part of me thought he might do something like that, but I figured if this happened, I didn't think he'd hazard. I figured he'd knock or he'd protect. So him spiking is a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. The fact that he was going to give up his only good Crawdon answer says a lot. So what I'm going to do is just U-turn here as the Slowbro comes in, and then the first blood has been drawn. So if he gives the Slowbro up, then I mean it's very hard to guard against. The random Marowak is an issue, but it's very hard to guard against. And there's a Tyranitar. I was hoping he wouldn't. So now he's playing with a bit more sense, whereas before, like him leaving Ferrothorn in was a horrible play, like especially the spike. That's a horrible play, and now his plays are making slightly more sense. Shouldn't go hard me and Shao, but I'm pretty sure this is his rocker. Yeah, and this gives me a lot more leverage because I'm gonna remove all of his hazards. So all the work he's done is gone. It does open up what's it called, a bit more. Almost Scorching Sanded there. It does open up my my Aegislash a bit more now that this T-Tar has been beaten down. Taunt, huh? Well, that's not good. Taunt, so he's not heavy duty boots. Okay. Man, I should have just shot a bald. Even if he went to T-Tar. My only concern was if it was banded, my team wouldn't deal with that very well. If he clicks the right move, he eats my team alive. But he's not banded, so actually no. Me and Shaw play was the best. Even if he stealth rocked there or spiked as he did. If Torn was just a typical Torn, I mean, I don't know why I said he couldn't be AV, as if that's like. Actually, I'm Mystical Fire. Might get burned here. I was gonna Scorching Sand, predicting Tar to come in, but what this does is allows for. Well, I mean, what the hell is he doing with Ice Beam? I don't want. I should have Scorching Sand there. The reason I didn't is because if he knocked, he'd get free value and I'd get nothing out of it. It doesn't matter if I Scorching Sand. I mean, I Mystical Fire his Torn for a potential Aqua Jet Merking later on. Because Slowbro and Ferrothorn are the only two things. So this game's a little more complicated because of this first turn. Because he has a drill. I sense some form of something coming my way. I'm gonna go Aegislash. He never crunches. I doubt he has crunch, but I knew something was coming. Ice Beam, something along those lines. And just the nature of his style, I wouldn't be shocked to see him leave the T-Tar in. Torn doesn't make much sense. Man, Flash Cannon didn't do shit though. How did he take that so well? He's like max Spadef. So this is tricky because I need the defog. I just realized I have a slow bro, so I actually don't even need to be as pressed about landers as I'm being. Yeah, I'm tripping. So I'm gonna use so he actually U-turns. I didn't expect U-turn. That sucks because Marowak gets a free switch in now. I didn't expect U-turn. I thought he'd have knockoff. So why the fuck would you go? I'm pretty sure he has not. I mean, Hurricane. He might not have knockoff. I expected knockoff, so this isn't great because I lose Amon now. And I can't have both Slowbro and Lander. I could keep it and have Landers take the Poltergeist. It'll live. Or I just straight up give up Amon. The Torrent is within range of what I want. It's just a matter of if I can't believe he left the Ferrothorn in. Yeah, I don't think I have a choice but to kind of win this in a boring way with the typical standard top 5 Oyuman, slow Rolando kind of situation. I'm trying to play this in a way where me and Sean, the Crawdon do the most work, but just the way this is playing, I don't think that's going to be very probable. So I'm going to have to give up the Shao here. Z Poltergeist, so be it. You want to hold positions that cannot be defended. I don't want to go Tar. So we're going to go Crawdon here. I'm going to knock hard. I mean, if he goes T-Tar, so be it. T-Tar is the least threatening of his things. If he goes Ferrothorn or goes Slowbro, as I go for knockoff, I'm in trouble. So Ferrothorn comes in. So again, the Aqua Jet sweep is very then you lost the spike and it's hard to get up rocks now. Well, hard is not the right word because the Moltres, can come in and threaten out my Moltres. I doubt he has Stone Edge, so it makes a good play in going into what's his face. Now I'm gonna opt for Moltres as a U-turn. He doesn't get Flame Body twice. Some BS. Excuse me. If he goes Tar, I'll hard edge slash and pick up another KO. Yeah. I doubt he has. Let me think. Defog here. Defog here, free switch into. Actually, I'll do that instead. I doubt he has Stone Edge. Oh, he does have a rock move. I didn't expect him to have a rock move. Even if he did, I didn't expect him to use it there. A knock here would be amazing. Did Slowbro show Rock Helmet? It did. This is a big deal. It's a big turn. If he goes hard Slowbro, I'm in trouble. I think I die. So I'm going to let the timer wear down a bit. There's a lot of reasons to go hard Slowbro here. I made this game a bit harder than I needed to. Yeah, I needed to let the timer wear down. Him not going Slowbro there is a big deal. Because now the Aqua Jet is nigh. And he has to go Driller. And I have a full health and Slowbro Orlando. So Driller, like his biggest threats to me have a hard time getting a lot of value, and he can't guard against Ghost anymore. That was an important turn. So now we go hard edge slash to force Excadrill in, because I know he's teleporting. You can't go Marowak, you have to go Drill, and then that forces me to go to Lando, which shuts you down. Even if you Swords Dance, you get dropped, unless you get the hacks. I could switch around with Slowbro. It depends on whether or not I want to play with the luck. Because if I just break through the Iron Head flinch that he might try to go for. See, so this is the sequence. I could just stay in as well and just attack him. Because he's going to Swords Dance here. Predicting Landers. There's no double he can make. I mean, he can try to double the Slowbro. But it's going to end him back in the same situation. Because I'm just going to go back to Aegis Slash on his Slowbro. So, as I said, I figured I'd have to win this with the boring methods of the Slanderous and the Slowbro combination defensively. I wanted me and Shao, because it's fucking on the team, right? I wanted to structure the game plan in a way where even if it's a harder win to pull off, me and Shao would shine. So, as I said, if he made this option, it'd be the same thing again. All I do is go back to Aegis Slash. I'm pretty sure he's going to attack me here, hoping that I choke and go for Stealth Rocks. That's what I'd do. Because people play their landers pretty recklessly. So, I'd hope that, okay, he's just going to do some reckless shit. And for some reason go for Stealth Rocks even though I don't need it. Okay, so he Future Sights. That's fine. Drill has to get battered. Problem with this play is that there's leftovers drill, which isn't sufficient to do what the fuck? He's Spadef. He's Spadef. I made choice specs. He's Spadef. I wonder why. That's odd. Okay. I'm thinking whether or not it's Spadef. So that means Slowbro infinitely beats the rest of his team. Okay, so I actually can go Lando here. I'm not gonna enjoy the Poltergeist. He misses, which sucks. It's a free toxin. Rocks toxic. If he goes Slowbro and I switch, he's in a predicament. If he goes Slowbro and I U-turn, he's in a predicament. If he goes Slowbro and I said, because I would have hurt, I would have done probably, I think 80. Just for that, I don't know how much the roll for that is. But trying to think. Yeah, I figured Torn would come. I was like, oh, it can toxic. I don't know if this has defog. I know it doesn't have. Okay, so defog. Okay, I see what it is now. Taunt, defog, stealth rock. Probably hurricane. We'll stealth rock again here because if he taunts, he has to get stalled, and if he stays in, he gets U-turned upon. And I don't think he wants to get U-turned upon because yeah, and he had to hit the hurricane, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So now this positions me to where I get a kill. And if he gives up Torn, because he can't touch Aegis Slash, I've already uncovered that. And the extra drill can't do anything. So I know it was a more boring end game. Not boring, but you know, it wasn't flashy with the Mian Shao high jump kicking everywhere and all that. This was probably a more sound game plan to begin with. Just go with these things are top tier mons for a reason. You know, you're faster than me. That's impossible, frankly, because your speed tier is just even Jolly, you would not outspeed me. But yeah, so Crawdon did his damn thing. I allowed him to have a lot more leverage early on by just not shadow balling. But again, I think about it, like if he goes T-Tar and he is banded, I lose far more. I have far more value to lose than if he left his third, than if I switch to Mian Shao and he stays in. So I don't regret it in hindsight. It's just that one of those things, like if I killed the Ferrothorn there, you'd have gotten no value out of the turn. Aegis Slash would still be damn near at full, and you wouldn't have the Crawdon switching anymore. Well, the water side, I suppose. So looking at this one, now we have the time we can assess this one a bit more. What can't he guard against? He guards horribly against the Daunter. I probably one shot with Aqua Jet. Probably 4 of his members. Lele, obviously, Psychic Terrain stops that, and Kartana is Kartana. So Crawdon's a potential win con with the Aqua Jet late game. The what's his face? The paper thing is useless as long as Moltres is around. I'm actually gonna need Landers. Landers is very valuable. I'm gonna actually need a Toxic his own for my Moltres' sake, and you see what I mean later on. Future Sight though plus Mian Shao. Future Sight plus close combat. Future Sight plus close combat. Future Sight plus knockoff. It's almost unguardable. It's really a question of what the Blacephalon is. That's concerning. Choice specs plus and what the Lele is. Okay, so I think I think if I must, I'll trade a lot of my health on Lando for a lot of his Lele's health, because if I get rid of the psychic terrain, this is almost overturned that turn. Min Shao, decent. Slowbro, not amazing. It's nice for the side shocks. Aegis Slash, incredible. He has no flash can switching. So he should lead something that guards against Aegis Slash and Blacephalon Slash. Okay, he also cart. As far as I can tell, I'm thinking about this, because I could just hard switch to Moltres, but if he hard switches to his Landorus on me, I'm in a predicament. I'm actually gonna rock. He might knock and I lose my item, which is a little annoying. Yeah, I didn't want that. But the upside is that now I'm likely gonna be in versus Landorus with Crawdaunt, and because right there, if I went Moltres on him and he potentially flame bodies, I'm in a great spot. Me losing my item on Lando isn't ideal. Crocodile, very interesting. So this actually works out even better, because I get damage on the Crocodile and I get rocks and the U-turn damage on the incoming Landorus. You're like, oh Jim, how do you know these sequences? The book is coming out soon. That's all I can say. I'm gonna jet because I'm pretty confident he's not gonna switch directly into Lele. If I Crab Hammer, you're done in the city. So Cart's a funny switch, considering I have the young Trace. Crocodile must be the rocker. Okay, interesting. Now here is a bloodbath versus this Min Shao. The rocks do matter, especially because I'm pretty sure he's Cart though. I need a defog. I just don't know how I'm going to. I could really just go hard to the Moltres now and try to defog his max for that, but something would hit me hard. I don't want that. So his Cart's certainly an issue. It's by no means over. If it's, I mean, even if it's not Scarf, it's an issue. I almost have to. I have to go to, if I go Crawdaunt, sack Lando to the cart, defog, get back to full, cart can't get there. I'm actually going to go Crawdaunt here, because I can win without, because the Crawdaunt based in Lando, and I'm pretty sure he's going to go for something other than Leaf Blade. But I get the Intimidate, I get to defog, and then after that, based on how much Knock did, I don't think any move he can go for can 2-hit KO me. Oh no, knockoff will 2-hit KO me at 50. But I have to be a little more careful. Thing is, I don't need my Min Shao. It's slower than Blacephalon, and it's slower than this forces in Lele potentially. If I force Lele in, or Cart, this forces Lele and our Cart in. If I went to Min Shao, he could just go whatever the fuck he wants to. Frankly, any of them could just be a free kill. If it's Blacephalon is the free kill, then the problem with that is, if the only way I'm gonna check that Blacephalon is to go Crawdaunt. If I go Crawdaunt and he switches to Lele on the turn, or if he switches to Kartana on that turn, then I'm in a tricky position. So why not just put him in a tricky position from jump, force one of the two in, which is Kartana. I'm controlling the positioning now, so you're going to go to what I want you to go to, and me knowing that ahead of time, I'm calculating what man, I can't wait to release the Science of Competitive Pokemon. It's the book that I'm working on for y'all. It's gonna have pictures this time. Like it's so much better than the first one. I mean, the second one, he shouldn't go for Leaf Blade, but if he does, so be it. Sword Dance. Oh shit, he wasn't choiced. This is worst case scenario. Why do I think he's timid? I didn't consider him being life orbed. He's attack boosting, yeah. So it's gonna come down to actually luck. Funnily enough, it's gonna come down to whether he gets flame bodied. I know it's funny. I didn't, so I lose. You know, it's funny. When I was using this team, I didn't respect card. I just realized that card. I'm never gonna use this team again, anyways. I don't. But I guess for you guys. So when the person built this team, I saw it was Spadef Moltres, and Rillaboom was the only thing that came to mind. So I was like, whatever. I don't know why I'm sassy. I just, I really should have looked at this team. Why the fuck am I sassy? I looked at it and I was like, But now that I just faced that card, like literally when I saw the card, I was like, oh shit, that's the reason for this to be. So like, it doesn't really matter if it's Spadef or Fizdef. Rillaboom can't take it on anyway, but Kartana is a big enough issue to where it would have mattered there. It would have mattered a lot. I'm just putting random EVs here. And because we have no speed, which I just dawned on me, I was like, well, if it's Rillaboom, we can beat that anyway. So that's a pretty winnable loss. Just didn't check the thing. I don't regret any decisions. I could have considered it being Swords Dance. I just don't know what item it would have been if it wasn't. I don't know what item it was. Yeah, I'm not sure what item it was. But I banked on it being Scarfed. No, my one. How did Moltres' item get lost? I think I switched it in on the. So my one thing I would have done differently is I could have gone without Moltres losing his item. I could have played it in a way where Moltres never lost his item, so it covered for Swords Dance. So yeah, I could have still won that game had I just not decided that he was Scarfed. If he was Scarfed, then all the plays up to that point would have still won us the game. But you have to consider everything, and now we adjusted defense, so it's gonna be our last game. Oh, that was a good one. Let's see. Oh, I wanted us to get to 1700 by the end of this live so we can get some better battles, but actually the battles have been pretty fun. So, and it hasn't been like anything drastic. I haven't seen any player do anything drastically different from what an 1800 player would do. So I'd say the battles are still quality. I think the team structures will probably just change a bit. So me and Shah's yet to do shit because I'm running into all these fucking ghost types and fairies and shit and Landos. Like literally the me and Shah almost has done nothing. Like as far as high jump kicking things, which is the point, right? I guess one reason for the Moltres being Spadef would have been, funnily enough, the ghost types. Isn't that interesting? It's gonna be a very difficult game. Because I don't have anything that drastically overwhelms him. He has a wall, not a straight up count. I guess he doesn't have a counter for Aegislash. But the Dragonite is close enough with multi-scale, so it's gonna be an interesting one, but we shall overcome. So I didn't even game plan this out. I don't know why I led Landers there. No, I can think of some reasons, particularly because I needed to guard against Dragapult. Nothing on my team was doing well versus a Finny lead. It's probably Trick Scarf or something. Knock. Okay, this is actually perfect. Okay, so he's taunt, knock. So he knocks again here. Knocks again here or goes. I need to see what he knows. Yeah, I wanted to go me and Shao there actually. Funnily enough. So he knocks again here. We're gonna stall out this Misty Terrain. So him actually allowing this to be beat down is a big deal. It's just, again, I don't have much for it. Because if I go Aegislash and get knocked, I lose my specs, which I don't want to. Not right now. I can do without it, but Hmm. Lando losing item. I'm actually gonna go Lando here versus Knock and Moonblast. So I'm glad that you went for that. As now we can go. He's 100% just leaving it into rocks for toxic. So I'm gonna leverage that. Oh, he actually. Yeah, it's very interesting. Maybe knockoff is his item. Knockoff is his move. Okay, I'm not fond of that. Let's knock again. Knock wouldn't kill me. So it'd be U-turn, and I wish I had my choice band. I'd have killed him here. Okay, it is what it is. Problem is I don't have anything to outspeed him after this. High jump kick to offensive. Landers. Would this do 51%? Let's find out. Finny took a beating. So I lost a lot of value there, particularly off Landers. Him being Swords Dance. That's a very odd team. The only upside is that I'm kind of making some wiggle room for some Aquajet shenanigans. My issue is just that I don't have much for Dragonite. My counter to Dragonite right now is almost a Skull Burn. He fucking burns me there, it should be. He drops my special attack. Taunts, excellent. I hope this, I really need this to kill. He's faster than me, shit. I needed him not to be faster. I needed him no shit, Jam. I needed him to be slower than me there. So let's see, Moonblast into. It doesn't matter. Okay, he's special attack drop. That's annoying. So again, I told y'all it'd be a difficult game. Just looking at the nature of his team, I don't have much for his stuff. Okay, this is fine. Knock won't do too much to my slower since I already lost my item. So this is gonna take a miracle of a fucking playing around to beat this guy. Like I am at a severe disadvantage here. If I can get the Dragonite toxic, then there's hope. Cause funnily enough, the Moltres is an issue. Like the Moltres can beat his team defensively. I just need a toxic Dragonite. Question is, how am I gonna pull that off? And it has to be toxic. Can't guard against dark. So how could I get my opponent to do what I want here? If I go me and Shao. So I'm actually gonna go to the Shao. I've shown high jump kick, so if he has protect, he'll use it. I'll go Shao Knock. I figured he'd stay in, but couldn't risk it. I needed to get some value out of that. If I CC'd, then he went Aegis Slash and had Shadow Sneak, or if I CC'd, then he went Dragapult. I lost him on. Whereas now, actually, I guess now Crawdon's Knock does less. I really needed to. No, I don't regret the knock there. It'd be too big of an issue. Okay, so I guess the homie was just something. I shouldn't have gone Aegis Slash there. I didn't think he'd Shadow Ball, but I shouldn't have gone Aegis Slash there. So now he loses them on, assuming he specs D-Knight, huh? Heavy Duty Boost D-Knight. Let's see how much you take. Whoa. Oh, he actually, okay, so low-key Moltres finna win. Low-key Moltres finna win. Let's see what we can do. Draco's excellent. That's exactly what I needed. Just a low-key Moltres finna win. It depends on, I mean, my Aegis Slash is 219. So you can see like I'm making a, there's the auto-tuneness with the metagame. If my Moltres was faster than, like it's supposed to be faster than like maybe Timid Aegis Slash or some shit like that. But there's hope. I just don't know. It could be max speed Aegis Slash. If that's the case, then it's an issue. I could go Slow Bro teleport into Crawdon. The Crawdon could be slower than his Aegis Slash, which is an issue, and I die before I can attack, which is a waste of a Crawdon. I could go hard Moltres here, but then he double back to Slowbro. And so my best play here is actually going Slowbro, teleporting on his Aegis Slash. If the Aegis Slash is toxic, then I'm fucked. Okay, I mean, the nature of his team, the nature of his team, I can see this going a lot of different ways. I could see the Aegis Slash being slower than my Crawdon and it being bulkier. I could see it being max speed. The worst case scenario would be it being. So if I go Moltres, he has toxics me. I think I guarantee lose. If I go Crawdon, he's faster than me, kills me, I can still win. Hopefully that makes sense to y'all. So we're gonna just hit this young knockoff here and cross our fingers in hopes that he's a slower Aegis Slash. Again, the nature of his team, I could see him being King Shield. Just thinking about it. If he's faster than me and Shadow Balls, I lose. Because I don't have the speed on my Moltres. If I had the speed on my Moltres, all I would need to do is... Okay, so that should kill the Dracos here as I sack Slowbro. He U-turns for some reason. Okay. I'll teleport here. Let's see what he has. He has Swords Dance. Again, it could be... This could go a lot of different ways. Because he's Swords Dance, we're back in the same sequence. Because he's Swords Dance, I think he's slower than me. He's not. Oh, he Shadow Sneak. So it could have been. It's hard to say. The game's still far from over. Because his spec Shadow Ball is going to do so fucking much. Thinking about this. He Shadow Balls here, I could. Because the Mystical Fire... It's gonna come down to whether I can take 2 Shadow Balls. And do I want to keep the Aqua Jet damage? I mean, if I'm gonna die, I'm not gonna do anything anyway, so. Let me think. So, sacking Slowbro here. Going to Moltres, Mystical Fire. If I take 2, I stall. Sacron, yeah. I don't think Slowbro ever. I have quite a bit of SpDef, but it's funny because again we just took the SpDef off. So let's see how much this does. Okay, I take 2. Okay, Mystical Fire, such a clutch move. So we roost here. We roost again. I'm trying to remember if crits go through the SpDef drops. I'm pretty sure. So now we just Scorching Sand. Is it better than Mystical Fire? Is it better than Scorching Sand? And if he's banking on a crit, the Scorching Sand can burn. We can get the 34%. Shit. I know it was coming. I mean, I don't really have a choice there. Well, I guess, you know what I could have... Nah, I think I'd have to get into -6. I had to time that properly. If I didn't roost enough and he got a SpDef drop on the right turn, then it's just one of them things. I had to hope that he didn't crit, and he got the crit. So, well, I guess, you know what I should have done? I think Aqua Jet does... Yeah, so I think another Scorching Sand would have brought him in range. Yeah, I choked that. I didn't think Aqua Jet would do anywhere as much as it did. Oh, how much is Scorching Sand? Yeah, okay. So all I needed to do was Scorching Sand again. That was a throw. Nah, it is what it is. So I threw, well, I still count the first one. I mean, the one I just lost as a throw. I should have known that Aqua Jet would do a sizable amount. His choice banned Aqua Jet for crying out loud. So all I needed to do was Scorching Sand twice, and Aqua Jet was a guaranteed kill. So that was just a throw. My apologies for that. I am a bit rusty coming back into things. But, you know, losing is good. We learn from our mistakes. That was actually a pretty embarrassing mistake there. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You don't need to roost stall. But I'm really happy with how I played that end game, because there are just so many variables that could have gone into that. And I think he could have been faster than my Crawdot, but he was like, shit, you know, if I'm faster, I can't win at all. And he's like, okay, if I don't get any damage on the Crawdot, I can't Shadow Ball sweep. So he's like, I'm gonna Swords Dance, get him in range. And all I needed to do there was Scorching Sand and Aqua Jet, and I won. So big misplay there, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.